Get the Intel, the podcast meant for those of us trying to find out what the hell is going on in the field. Here we discuss tools, techniques, and approaches that you can implement to streamline operations and let you focus on your craft.
Okay, it's Chad Gill here. I am the host of the Get the Intel podcast, where I talk with leaders in contracting, management, and really anyone helping us do business better. So this episode is brought to you by Laminin Coaching and Implementation. We help with strategy and implementation for your business. If you're a business in the construction-related industry, we can help. I've built several businesses and made every mistake in the book and can help you get to the next level faster while avoiding the bumps in the road that I had to endure. We help with hiring assistants for roles like VAs and estimators. We can help you set up a CRM to keep track of sales and project management tools to make sure projects get done on time, and much more. We customize everything to the needs of your business. So if you want a 15-minute speed coaching session and you're in the construction industry, email me at chad@laminincoach.com, and I will leave only a few available of these each month, but we'll certainly get connected and see what we can do. So today I have Chad Friesen here with Rise 25, who has done hundreds of interviews with successful entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, and now me. So we have flipped the script and he will be interviewing me today. So Chad, take it away.
Hey, Chad, thanks so much. It's great to be here. Great to talk with you. And we're going to talk about your coaching business today, Laminin. Tell me about how you got into coaching and how the idea came about.
Well, it's probably like a lot of things in my life. I did it because somebody told me to. I have a business coach. I've had multiple coaches and mentors along the way. And after one of our sessions, my business coach looked at me and said, "You need to be a business coach." I said, "Well, isn't that kind of the blind leading the blind?" She goes, "No, that's really more about the person that's further up the trail, pointing out obstacles on the trail in front of you." And so I was kind of hemming and hawing about it. But the reason I have a coach is because they push you into doing things that are outside of your comfort or outside of your knowing. And so she simply said, "You should. By the time we meet next week, you need to have a name and a website. And, within 3 months, you need to have 3 clients." So again, I just was told to, so I did.
What was it that caused you to decide that you needed to have a coach?
Again, I wish I had one of these intellectual deep answers, but it really boiled down to, I look at people who are doing the things that I want to do, living the life that I would like to be pointed in the direction, travel in the direction I want to go, and try to figure out, what do they do? Well, what do they have? And almost all of them, from, Michael Jordan's fantastic basketball player, still has a coach, and go to EO. I'm a big fan of the Entrepreneurs Organization. Everybody there, they all have coaches. And so at some point you have to decide if all the people that are where you want to be have something, then you should probably be doing that too. And so and I've done multiple series of coaching with different coaches, and each time took something new from the experience and grew my business with each relationship.
It's called Laminin. Why is it called that? And what is Laminin?
So there's 2 answers to what is Laminin. For me, there's 2, and it depends on where you are. Faith is a big part of my experience and my knowledge and stuff. It's what I draw on. And so Louis Giglio, a pastor out of Atlanta, gave a talk about laminin. And what he boils it down to is there's a protein in your body called laminin. It's not necessarily a protein that does a lot. It's a protein that's a connector. It makes and facilitates so that other parts can do things and really accomplish goals and get things to happen. So for Louis, when he was more of a Christian pastor, he was talking about the spirituality and faith being the things that pull your life and give it strength. The scientific side of it, and I like that part too, is that it's what I am as a coach in my mind is, it's not necessarily I'm going to come in your business, I'm going to do things. It's that I'm going to come in and I'm going to connect dots or connect linkages, or maybe connect you with somebody else in my network or on our team that we have in-house to help you get things done. So they'll come in and ask, how do I get, I always hear the whole thing of busy, and we try to get our clients to remove busy from their vocabulary. But the idea is that they have things that they need to get done, but they don't necessarily know how or who is going to get them done for them. And they're too busy in where they are at that moment. So kind of I act as them until they have time to be them. It's kind of what we do.
Very nice, very nice. My wife loves Louis Giglio. She's always forwarding me YouTube videos of his sermons and things like that. Hey,
Yeah.
what makes you different from other coaches?
I think the main thing is that is we implement. We don't just come into your business and look at it and then give you a report and a list of softwares or things to do and then say, okay, go get it, go do that. We actually come in and say, we think you need to have a CRM, or we think you would benefit from a personal assistant. And if you agree and decide to move forward with doing that, then we go and we recruit, we hire the virtual assistant, we train the virtual assistant, and then we also train that assistant to work with you. We a lot of it, honestly, is training the client on how to trust and use an assistant. We have CRM experts that we put in, and we put the system in place. We run it. We do all of that for you. Again, what we're doing is we're handing you a running operating process. We're not coming to you and saying this is what you should do and then good luck with it.
What are the benefits of then? What would change as a result of using that process?
Generally, consistency. Think of it like Facebook. If your life really was what you put on Facebook, you would always have great hair, you would always be losing weight, you would always be on vacation. So it's just the highlights of it. So whenever you proselytize or systematize anything, what you're doing is you're taking the very best version of you in that situation, culminated through all of your experience, and then automating it. So that's what whoever the recipient of that process is gets that effect every time. I send the best written email every time because it's the same email, and I have worked on it and worked on it and worked on it 100 times. And so that's the biggest part of what you get from systemizing and delegating things, is that you get consistency when it's done correctly.
Who is your target client?
Generally, it's a contractor in the construction or trades industry, because that's what I know best. That's what my main business is in. That I have been in and around construction for 20 years. So I certainly know that side of it. We can help in other businesses. We work with manufacturers that are related to the construction industry. But certainly our target market is contractors. They're near and dear to my heart.
So what would you say, if somebody uses you, would you say that their main objective would be to make more money? Or what would you say that their kind of the main objective in getting coaching from you would be?
So my main focus is not always about raising sales or raising, most of the times, if our client has the goal of raising sales, you can hire a sales professional, or you can put in a marketing program, and we do those things. But really what I'm looking for is the contractor who's kind of been through the gauntlet of starting a business, getting to a certain point where now they're trying to figure out how do they transition from this just beat up 80, 90, 100 hour a week entrepreneur that it took to be where you are.
How do you transition into making that a more manageable?
So that's the thing. Our goal is to try and get people home by 5:30, 5 days a week, and try to get them some weekends off.
Okay. Do you feel like that's important because of your own professional and personal experience?
I do. I mean, I have 4 children, and family has always been a priority for me. It has to be. I think that's a key component of our clients as well, because you need to have something that you're focused on, and being able to get that time. But it also makes you better if you limit the amount of time that you have to put toward a task. Then you're going to be more focused on that task, and also it's going to force you to delegate. And most people most entrepreneurs in general, to me, will do whatever it takes, but sometimes they'll stretch a task to last as long as the day they have. Or they'll just keep working and they won't delegate something because they're like, I'll do it myself. When you limit their schedule, get them home on time, you end up with you get more bang for your buck out of the hours you do spend at work. And then it forces you to do some things like delegating effectively, so that you can get the amount of stuff done you want.
If you could just kind of tell me some of the services you offer. I know you have coaching and consultation sessions. What else?
So the biggest thing we do is we come in and first and spend a couple of days with you and find out what are the low hanging fruit. What are the things that would save you the most amount of time or effort and get the most impact, so that we can free up your focus. We can't create time. Everybody has the same number of seconds in a day, but we can allow you to focus on different things in that time. So we do a lot of process documentation. People are scared of that. When you know how to do it and you have a team that can do it for you, then that's what we do. It's a pretty painless thing. And the actual process itself of doing that, you learn a lot about your company. We set up automations, we set up CRM, customer relationship managers, all of those things. And we do a lot of promoting good use and remote worker enablement. Because a lot of times you're trying to find people, and if you can recruit the world for people and you know how to use that setup, then you can be much more competitive, and you can find the world's best or one of the world's best. And because it doesn't matter if they were in a cabin in Colorado, if they're in the woods of Maine, or if they're next door in the city, you free up where you're recruiting. And so we do a lot of, what do you absolutely have to be in person to do? And then let's find out how we can get the right person for everything else.
Okay, great. Is there anything else we should know about Laminin Coaching?
No, that's probably a lot of it. It's the big thing is, I think the most important thing is, if you don't have a coach, you should have a coach. Whether you use us as a coach or you use someone else, I'm happy to talk to anybody to say, why should you do coaching, and see if you're a good fit. We don't take all the clients that apply. And that is because we know what we're good at, because everybody's pointed out what we're bad at. So you don't have to, that's one of the things we tell our clients, you don't have to figure out what you're good at. People will tell you what you're bad at, and everything else is what you're good at. And generally it's a limited set of things. And just like everybody else, we're the same way. And so we just have to make sure it's a good fit.
Okay. Well, hey, Chad, it's been great to talk to you today. I really appreciate the time, and thanks for letting me be here.
Thank you, Chad. I appreciate it. When guy calls, got a great name like yours, of course we got to talk.
Of course. All right. Thanks a lot, Chad. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Get the Intel. We'll see you next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.